So welcome to the YouTube channel Last Minute Preparation. So in this playlist of linear algebra, we'll be going through all the basic concepts of linear algebra with regarding to the engineering mathematics, and also building up concepts from there to an extent where we can also solve some gate level problems, and also giving more number of examples so that you'll have a clear understanding and clear knowledge about linear algebra. Right. So let's get started.
पढ़ाई लिखाई में ध्यान लगाओ, IAS बनो और देश को संभालो.
So before getting deep into the concept of linear algebra, the chapter of linear algebra, let us first understand what linear algebra is. Linear algebra is nothing but analyzing all the one-degree equations in a matrix form is called as linear algebra. So let us understand what are the different concepts that we go through in this playlist of linear algebra. So firstly, we'll understand the basics of a matrix, or what is matrix, etc. like that, and we'll also understand the different operations that happen on a matrix, such as that finding the transpose of it, finding the determinant of a matrix, finding the adjoint of a matrix. Like you'll be knowing all these concepts in this playlist, and even more than this. So finding the inverse of the matrix, etc. So the third type of concept that you'll be learning is the different types of matrices that are possible, and we'll be discussing about this concept in detail. And the fourth one is the concept of eigenvalues or eigenvectors. So this is a very interesting topic, and we'll also be discussing this concept in detail with good number of examples. The concept of eigenvalues or vectors. Right. So now let us understand what the basic definition of a matrix is. So we'll define everything in a general form so that we understand it in a much better way. So matrix is nothing but a collection of numbers which can be real or complex, and placing these numbers in a fixed number of rows and columns is called as the matrix. Right. So matrix is a collection which can be either real or complex, and these are placed in a fixed number of rows and columns. So this is how it is. So basically, why we keep these linear equations in the matrix form is so that our understanding of matrices becomes much more easier, and we can solve complex equations very easily. So that is the reason we use matrix. That is the reason we use the linear equations in the matrix to solve different types of questions. Right? It just makes the things more easier, and our understanding of linear equations become much more better after including getting these linear equations in the matrix form. Right. So let us know the general representation of a matrix. So let us think there is a matrix M, and which is equal to Xij R cross J. So this is how you generally represent this is how we represent the matrix in general form, where x of ij is the element number. X of ij here is the element in the matrix, and R here represents the number of rows the matrix has, and C here represents the number of columns this particular matrix M has. So x of ij is the element, where I here represents the row number of that element, and J here represents the column number of that element. So this is how it is. So if we take an example of it, so let us build a matrix now, right? So this is the general representation of a matrix. So let us build a matrix M x of ij 2 cross 2 matrix. Let us take a 2 cross 2 matrix, which means the first 2 represents the number of rows, like here, and the second 2 here represents the number of columns. So this matrix M has 2 rows and 2 columns, right? So M is equal to, the first element will be here. The first element here, it will be x11, because this element x11 is in the first row and in the first column, and this element here will be equal to x12, because this element x12 lies in the first row and in the second column, and this element here will be x21, because it is in the second row and in the first column, and this element here will be equal to x22, because this element is in the second row of the matrix M and in the second column. So that is how you identify these elements. So that is how we conventionally name them. So if you wanted to represent a 3 cross 3 matrix the same way, you could do it. Let's say M is equal to x of ij, which has 3 cross 3 matrix. Now it has 3 rows and 3 columns. So try doing it now. The first element will be in the first row and in the first column. The first row, first column, and this element will be in the first row, second column, and this element here will be in the first row, third column. Similarly, for all the elements in the second row, x21, because second row is the first column, x22, this element will be x23, and this element will be x31, x32, x33. Remember, the first number represents the row number and the second number represents the column number. So any element in a matrix can be identified by using this. If you wanted to say, for example, find an element in the matrix x23, which means that this element is placed in the second row of the matrix and placed in the third column. So whenever you go like this, second row and in the third column, so this is the element that you're finding for. So that is x23. This is the element that you wanted to find, and you'll find that element in the second row and in the third column. So this is how you generally represent the matrices, right? So in the next video we'll discuss the different types of matrices that are differentiated differed according to the dimension, that is the number of rows and columns. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.